For anyone that has taken a bullet, what does getting shot actually feel like? I've seen a lot of meme answers and stupid answers, so I'll give you a real one. First and foremost, it burns. It's a sudden jolt and an extreme burning sensation. When I got shot, I thought I had gotten stabbed. Obviously, there's pain, and I'm sort of repeating myself, but it's the agonizing burning sensation that lets you know you got shot. A blazing hot piece of metal pierced your body, and you will know when it happens. I got shot in my leg. At first, I didn't even realize that I got shot. After I realized what happened, I felt this really intense burning sensation, like Satan himself was f***ing my leg. Not fun. The recovery is much worse than the initial pain. Ask the friend who took some birdshot to the upper back, negligent discharge. He described it as like a bunch of small burning stabs that didn't stop hurting until they gave him painkillers. He needed a bunch of physio afterwards to regain mobility, and isn't entirely sure if they removed all the shot. Considers himself lucky it wasn't buckshot, lol. I know a guy that got shot in the thigh. He said it felt like someone took a searing hot skewer and stuck it in his leg. Clean through my arm with a 380. Wasn't as bad as breaking my tibia and fibula clean. I have a 22 in my right cheek. When I was around 10 or so, my older brother showed me that smashing them with a hammer would set them off. We smashed 100 or more with 4 to 5 guys standing around in. Somehow I'm the only person to get hit, and it was just my cheek. Basically doing the Slav squat, smashing them on the ground in front of my nuts. 22 long rifle is notorious for performing poorly with short barrels, so with no barrel, it's no surprise it wouldn't do much damage. The is also the best place to get shot. Minimal bone, blood vessels, nerves, etc. Very lucky it didn't hit your junk. Very lucky it wasn't 9mm cartridges. That story could have ended differently. Depends on the caliber. I didn't feel the 22 long rifle. It just went through my shoulder and I didn't notice until there was blood building up. Some Neosporin, stitches, and 2 gauze pads solved most of my problems. When I got hit with the 9mm, I was wearing body armor, but it hurt like a son of a Some bruised bones and prescription meds helped. Wouldn't want to get caught without PPE catching one of those. The 45 ACP and the Hornady 223 felt identical. Burning, then no pain for about 30 minutes. Then intense pain, big hole. And that's it, all the rounds I've taken. Nurse here. Haven't been shot, but I've deduced through many gunshot traumas it hurts, but not as much as a Foley catheter, tube to drain bladder for men. Patient can be out cold and unresponsive, but the second I start the Foley, and I'm nearly getting kicked in the face. Not a bullet, but I got hit in the thigh with a piece of shrapnel. What was odd was it felt like I was hit hard with something large like a golf ball, even though the metal chunk was only a few millimeters across. It made a perfectly clean hole through my trousers and into my leg. I wasn't sure if there was really anything in there, but it ached. I've also shot myself through the hand with a nail gun, but with that the embarrassment outweighed the pain. I just pulled it out. I was not directly shot, but the bullet lightly grazed my nape. The impact felt like someone just pricked me. What's weird is the wound itself was bearable, but the skin around it felt like it was burning. I was lucky though because the doctors said the bullet was just a millimeter away from entering my neck and destroying my spinal cord. My buddy got shot back in March on the Centennial Bridge in Leavenworth. He said that it felt like getting kicked in the back, and then he didn't feel anything from the waist down because of how close it was to his spine. He's doing better now. He can't quite run, but he's back at the high school recruiting now at least. I didn't feel until after things calmed down. Then I had the most excruciating pain in my leg followed by a bit of blood. When I reached to touch the blood spot, it sent shockwaves of pain up and down my leg. I got hit by a stray bullet in my left leg during a gang shootout, just minding my own business eating at a restaurant. Thankfully nobody else was seriously harmed. At least I don't think so. Strangely enough, it didn't make the news. I looked everywhere. This was before Google. Had a relatively simple surgery, and while they did pull it out, apparently they tend to leave them in depending on where the bullet lodged. They would have left mine in had it gone another centimeter further. I got hit twice. First one knocked me down on my ass hard. It felt like I got hit with a sledgehammer in my upper right chest area and felt like a hot electrical surge went through, burning. Got back up in an instant using right arm with no problem, grabbing small kid with the other arm. Firing my weapon, pulling kid, and moving backwards to the doorway. Turned, and my right leg felt a force that kicked it up like I was kicking a football. Landed hard, but this felt like a hot fire and cold like ice at the same time. Passed out in a few, woke up being medvac. Without reading anyone else's posts, it feels hot and burns. Gunfire is so loud that my ears were ringing for a while afterwards. I instantly went into a state of survival. I'm sure my adrenaline was dripping on overdrive. So was my sense of survival. I did have some PTSD afterwards. Loud noises made me jump uncontrollably. The only thing I can think of to compare it to was a few times when I was a kid. I was running the halls in school and I collided with someone who had something sharp sticking out of their bag, like a compass. When I felt the bullet graze my shoulder, I thought someone bumped into me with something sharp. Not taken, but a stray bullet once hit me in my hand when me and a bunch of other people were watching cops bust a drug den, Canada. Before I knew it, a stray bullet fired to a cop by one of the druggies hit my hand. Felt like somebody instantly ripped a hole out of my hand and poured pure chlorine in it. It didn't hit any bone, so it went straight through my hand. It burns like a lit cigarette. Then comes the punch in the gut feeling in whatever area you've been hit. Then you get cold for a sec before adrenaline kicks in, and time, which has slowed down, returns to normal. That's what it felt like for me during Mogadishu in Somalia. A sharp stinging pain, similar to that of being stabbed, if you're unfortunate enough to experience that. Sharp and intense burning, and then a feeling of deep heart drop when your body realizes there's a foreign object in your body. Been shot and stabbed. I'll take being shot over stabbed. Hot, burning, throbbing pain, emanating from one spot, but spreading all over. I ran chasing the guy for 2 blocks before falling down. Adrenaline is a hell of a thing. Got a tag on the car though, and we caught up to him about 10 days later. First you hear it coming, like a hornet doing 300 miles per hour. When it hits, feels like you got punched, but my guess is just that the projectile is expending its momentum into your skin and muscle. It doesn't knock you over like in the movies. Then it feels like the worst Charlie horse you ever had. Oddly enough, a through and through doesn't bleed much. It kinda swells shut after a minute, and a bright purple halo bruise forms around the holes about the size of a quarter. I don't know about any burning sensation. Felt like an awful cramp. I've been shot and had shrapnel. Shrapnel is way worse in my opinion. When the bullet went through my right shoulder, it felt like I had been punched by something otherworldly strong. Thankfully, the second round went directly into the plate on my plate carrier, or it would have split my sternum. That hurt too, by the way. The shrapnel was from an IED in 2004. We didn't have up armor Hummers. I was driving a Toyota Tacoma when the earth was sent violently skyward underneath us. The shrapnel that went through my thigh hurt like fire instantly. Like being shot. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell for more videos.